everyone, welcome to my channel, Sippin' with Anna. My name's Anna. Tonight we're going to explore some supermarket wines. I went and I actually purchased 3 different wines. I like Chardonnays, and as you get to know me, you'll know that I don't like chilled Chardonnays as much as I do like just room temp Chardonnay. I like the more buttery Chardonnays versus the crisp fruity apple flavored Chardonnays. Um, I am not a fan of the stainless steel fermentation. I like the oak barrels. I like the buttery malolactic fermentations of the Chardonnay, the old school. So I purchased 3 different wines at 3 different cost points. The first one is the Mondavi family 2023 buttery Chardonnay from California. It says rich and buttery. This one cost $5.05 at Winco. The next one I purchased is the Cupcake Buttered Kiss. Buttery Kiss? Butter Kissed. Butter Kissed. That cost $8.43 also at Winco. As you can see, the Mondavi Buttery Chardonnay and the Cupcake Butter Kissed, they have screw tops. That doesn't make a difference as far as what the wine's going to taste like because it's all in how it was fermented and what kind of barrel it was fermented in. And the the winemaker's recipe. The third wine I purchased is called 1924. It's a buttery Chardonnay. It says limited edition. It has a cork top on it. And it does not tell me, wait a minute, there it is. It's a 2023. That particular wine has a cork top on it. And it was $13.49. Yes, correct. $13.49 at Winco. So the first one I'm going to open is the least expensive, the $5.05. The Robert Mondavi or Mondavi family buttery Chardonnay. This is a 2023 vintage. As I mentioned before, I am not a big fan of chilled Chardonnays. Sometimes it does require it for me, only because you get, as it mellows to room temperature, I get a better feel for the buttery notes in the wine. But we're going to go ahead and try it at room temp. Got a nice bright hay yellow color to it. I'm going to swirl it on the table. We're going to follow our 4 S's of wine. So the first one is see, next one is swirl, next one is smell. I get some floral notes in this one. Maybe like a honeysuckle. Smells creamy, if there's such a thing. And then the 4th S is, of course, sip. We're going to take a sip. I like to do the 3-sip rule. First one's going to shock your palate. The second one will kind of mellow it out a little bit. And then on the 3rd sip, I get a true feeling for what this wine is going to taste like to me. Okay, so the first sip, not very buttery. I get more of a tart, a lemony taste at the front of my palate. I'm going to try this 2 more times, but if I went on the first sip, I would push this bottle away. Of course, it's only $5.05, so if you're on a budget, it's not too bad. If you chill it, it might be better. We'll see. I'll swirl a little bit more, open up the bouquet. Second sip, As I mentioned, I like buttery Chardonnays. The butter is not coming through in this at all. That's only my second sip though. We're going to go ahead and give it one more try, but I'll go over my notes at the end to let you know what I would purchase again, if any. Here's our third sip. Even rolling this around in my mouth, it is not buttery at all. It's more crisp. I think they put the wrong label on this one, considering it buttery. It is not. It doesn't even have a caramel taste or no richness to it whatsoever. Again, it was $5.05. So you get what you pay for. I'm going to pass on this one. So this is a no for me. So the Robert Mondavi or Mondavi Family 2023 Buttery Chardonnay, no, not buttery. Okay, so we're going to move on to our second wine that I purchased. Of course, this one was $8 and some change. If you heard me at the beginning, you'll know what the change is. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read that, but we'll go over that at the end. This one is the Cupcake Buttered Kiss, and I don't think it has a vintage on it. I don't see a vintage. Okay, so no vintage, just the cupcake Chardonnay. Screw top, makes it easy to open. Pour a little bit into my glass. All right, so again, we're going to swirl this, swirling it on my table. It seems to be a little lighter yellow than the last one we looked at, but again, it has the characteristics of what a Chardonnay color should be. I like the smell of this one better than the previous wine. It smells like caramel to me, so that's a good sign. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the first sip. Again, we're going to do the 3-sip rule. This is see, swirl, smell, and sip. Much better. It's hard to tell with the first sip, and again, I'm doing these at room temp. This has characteristics of caramel. The finish is very velvety and buttery. Good sign, especially for the price point. Second sip, again, I'm getting that caramel notes coming through. The finish is long. It's velvety to me, but in a sense of more butter, how butter would feel on your tongue. And then our final sip. Okay, so final sip, I'm going to say it's got a buttery feel to it. It doesn't have a long caramely taste to it. It has some crispness to it, maybe tartness, but actually very, very easy to drink. I wouldn't mind bringing this to a friend's house to have with dinner. I'll put it in my basket again. Our third and final Chardonnay of the evening is the 1924-2022 Buttery Chardonnay Limited Edition. It is cork top, so we're going to go ahead and open that up. Cut the foil off the top. I'm not the smoothest at this, but I like to get it all in one piece. We'll see how I did. Ta-da! Okay. Kind of excited for this one. You know, I haven't seen the 1924 wines in the supermarket. So when I saw this, I thought, oh, pretty interesting. Now, a few months ago, my friend Lisa and I went out and we picked up a few Chardonnays. We went to the big Albertsons in Meridian, and I found a Vanderpump Chardonnay. And that one, the price point was a lot higher than this. And I actually like the cheaper Chardonnays more than the Vanderpump. I would not purchase that one again, even though I love Lisa Vanderpump. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the cork out. We're going to go ahead and give us a little sampling. Myself that much. I do like the color. It's a rich golden yellow color. Not gonna smell it yet. Ooh, you could smell the just that little bit that I got a whiff of. You could smell the oak barrel coming off of that. Giving it a good swirl. Like that. Okay. Gonna give it a so we swirled it. Gonna give it a sniff, smell. Oh, it smells nice and rich. I always look for caramel in my Chardonnays. I know that sounds strange, but one of the best Chardonnays that I ever had was up north of Garden Valley or Grass Valley, California. I went wine tasting with a couple friends years ago, and we found this winery that was hidden way up where you couldn't even get cell service. And they ended up having the best Chardonnay I ever had. Now, to go find that winery again, probably never will. The couple that ran it and had it were the sweetest couple, older couple. He used to take his bottles of Chardonnay on his bicycle and bike down the mountain to these different places to sell them. So again, I don't even know if they're around. That was probably about 10 plus years ago. But I will tell you, hands down, my favorite Chardonnay. This one smells kind of similar to it. It's got a light, it's buttery smell to it. You could smell a little bit of oak coming off of it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give it a sip. Please be good. Because if you smell as good as if you taste as good as you smell, we got a winner chicken dinner. Oh, that first taste was good. It's got a lot of floral note. Interesting. Oh, you know what? That might be the barrel I'm tasting. This, it's not smoky. It's oaky. Ooh, that second sip was a lot better. Ooh, smooth, creamy, really nice. I'm going to share this with my sister. We'll have to get another bottle or two for Thanksgiving, but oh, delicious. Okay, here's sip number 3. Because you got to do 3 sips to be fair. 3 sips because by the 3rd sip, your palate has relaxed enough or mellowed enough so you can get a really good idea of what that wine's really going to taste like. So, sip number 3. Okay. That is delicious. I might, in the mood, might want to make chill just a smidge, but it has a nice creamy, buttery taste. It doesn't have a tartness to it. It's smooth on the finish. It's a winner. I really like that one. I think I'd share that with friends. So let's go ahead and do my final notes. Okay, so tonight we tried 3 different Chardonnays, all claiming to be buttery, which is my favorite. Buttery, and again, these are at room temp. You probably would want to chill them. I spent $5.05 on the first one, which is the Mondavi family buttery Chardonnay. It's a 2023 vintage, $5.05. It tastes like $5.05. It is not my favorite, and I love Mondavi. So please don't hate me, Mondavi. But if you want a cheap drunk, This is your girl, not for me. On the second wine we tried was $8 and some change. I keep on saying some change, but we're really going to give you the amount. $8.43. $8.43 for the cupcake, no vintage date, buttered kiss. And it was decent. It had a long, velvety, buttery finish, but it also had some tart notes to it, citrus in it. So I don't know if it was fermented or aged in oak barrels, but it tastes like it was manipulated to be more of a malolactic fermentation versus the stainless steel. But you can still taste a little bit of like some stainless steel notes to it. So if you like that, this is kind of the middle of the road, $8 and some change. It's decent. I would drink her again, but my favorite, of course, because I'm that girl, is the 1924 Buttery Chardonnay. It's a 2022 limited edition vintage. And this one also had the oak or the cork on it. You could smell the oak when you open it. It has some oak flavors. It almost tastes like the malolactic fermentation as a true Chardonnay should taste. And this one was $13.49. Yes, I'm going to go get a couple more because it does say limited. I don't know how limited that is because it is in a grocery store like Winco. So what does limited really mean? We know that there are boutique wineries out there that are very limited on the cases that they have available. So I'm going to guess that they're probably going to have a couple more of these. When I did grab this one, I think there was only 2 on the shelf. So I don't know if it's going to be available, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get another bottle, share it with my sister for Thanksgiving, or my friend Lisa, or any of my other friends. But I just wanted to tell you, this is my favorite 1924 Buttery Chardonnay, 2022 vintage. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. Please like and subscribe. Again, make sure you have a designated driver. I'm not driving, so I can drink. Have a great night. Thank you.